Morning. So today is Wednesday, and I'm in the shop this morning, and I'm working on the driver's side rocker panel. So I've got this assembled here real quick with clamps, and I got the end cap in here that was really bent up. So it was kind of a mess, and it was tilted like this. So this bracket right here is supposed to go parallel to this bend, and it was pointing down in like that. So I had to bend that back so that it would fit. I got it pretty close right now. So I'm good on this portion right here. I'm gonna put a screw right through that. I got it clamped on both sides. Put some screws in the top along this edge, and you'll notice that this edge is goes down a little bit. It's just this rocker panel is opened up, so pretty typical. So I'll put some screws out here and back here, and then massage it so that it's all even, and then I'll do the same thing on the bottom, and I'll bring it in so it matches. You can see it's opened up. So yeah, so I'm gonna get on that and then get it ready to weld, because we've got to make some progress on this. The floor pan and firewall are on the way, and I need to get this rocker panel in, get the cross member in, and then I'd like to get the frame, the front frame, mocked up. So that means I got to get it into the car, put the rocker panel in, then get this to the the cross member, get the cross member in, and it's got these two tabs right here, which these two tabs fit on these two indentations right here. So you can see this one, and it's got the same thing on the other side. So get those in there, get that in there, get that screwed in place. Then I can bring in the frame, and then I can put these panels right here. They go right there, down in the bottom, on both sides to the rockers, and that will set up my width so it's to the right width. I also have measurements so I can cross measure so that I know that it's in the right spot and it's square. Because who wants to have a car that's not square? So I get that in there and get it mocked up, get it screwed together, and then when I get this firewall on here, I can start replacing these. Excuse my broom. Start replacing these items because we have all those brackets, and that will set up my inner fender wells where they go. So I can set that in there, set that up, get it all so it's nice and supported and square, and then we can start assembling this front end. So the puzzle comes together, but first I must do rocker panels. So here I go. So using my self-threader screws, I'll get this thing screwed along the top like I just talked about a couple minutes ago, and then then I'll squeeze it together, screw it on the bottom, and then I'll go to my welding station and start getting her all welded in. So here we go. Let's get this thing put together. So I'm using two types of welds. I think I've said this before in other videos, but I've got holes that I popped with the swedge machine or the hole punch machine all along here, and then I've screwed in between those. So I put these screws through. So when you put the screws through, it draws it up tight while you do the other welds, but it also gives me a chance to do my drill, take my drill, and I go through, and it puts a good taper through the first layer so that I got a good taper into the weld, and then I can do my plug weld, and I'm assured that it's going all the way through really solid. So this is rocker panel. It's pretty thick material, and it welds really solid. So this is the basis of your whole car. So I want this thing to be rock solid. So that's why I'm using these two methods. And yep, here I go. So get a nice fill it all the way around, and then heat it up real good in the center. So where it pokes through the other side, it's, you know, you've got to make a wall of steel and then build it in. I like to go back on the other side and just hit it just to flow it in real good anyways, but it's a process. I know one thing, it's not coming apart. When you look at the factory welds, you know, what I took apart, half of them just popped open. But you know, the car is 57 years old, but you don't want that to happen. So you want a really nice solid weld. Trick is to do these welds without building up too much rod, you know, or wire in this case. You want just enough to fill it and be good and strong, get it nice and hot, and not, you know, just put big wads on the weld. So I'm also watching when I drill these to make sure I don't have a gap between that steel. If I've got a gap, I go back here and I either tap it with my hammer, or I hit it with put a grip right next to it, or I've got this right here. You see those, got those two divots there, and I put that right around where I'm going to weld, and that makes it so it's good and, you know, good and snug all the way around. Like this one right here, I'll be doing like that. Get it nice and tight, put it in the center there. Now when I weld that, I know that pan, I'm not gonna actually push with the wire and make it come apart. So. The other thing on these rocker panels, they have drains on them, and these drains are a wrinkle in the bottom of the panel. So every now and then you got a wrinkle. So you got to make sure you're not in there trying to close that wrinkle. That drain's got to be there, because if you get moisture down inside this thing, you want that to drain out. Otherwise it rusts out, even from washing your car. guys are in the way. I gotta move you. Well, it's gone. No more rocker panel.
That's a weird sensation looking at it.
Scary?
A little bit.
Got a rocker panel over here. Yeah, without that bracing in, yeah, this could be not a very bad day. But now it's time to put some AMD rocker panel goodness in there. Here we go. All right, so we got the new rocker panel in the driver's side now. It's mounted up in there, all screwed in tight from the front to the hinge panel, and all along the back of the hinge panel here. The rear jamb is all screwed in. And oh, what have we got there? We got a torsion crossmember. So we used the strap to pull it in snug to the crossmember so that we knew we were nice and tight there. And then we measured our distance in here from the inside of this to the inside of that. It was 55 inches, and that's exactly what it is, 55 inches. So we put this in with screws temporarily until we get the front end up against the firewall and get it so it's nice and square. So we've got a lot of measurements to go, but this is getting us nice and solid. And that's all we tried to get done today, is to get this rocker panel in and get the cross member in so it's nice and tight and snug. And I think we've accomplished that. What do you think, Dan?
I feel pretty accomplished with what we got done today. It was a lot of big changes. Getting rid of that rocker panel and whatnot was a little bit scary, not having just, looking through there and just seeing open space. So we've come a long way today.
But no more rusty, crappy floor.
We're getting to the point where only the back half of the car is going to be dropping rust that we have to sweep every day.
Right. Our floor, I cleaned this morning. I know you can't tell, but it was totally clean. You can see a remnants of the tunnel right there. So we're going to take this off now.
And our firewall will be here on Monday. So
we got to get this firewall out of the way. So that's high on our list today. Yep. Is getting that firewall out of the way, taking the rest of the floor and the firewall and make it disappear. So, but today was a good day. We got this all mounted in there, and yeah, so we're gonna call this a win. Woohoo! Cuda gets new steel, new rockers from the driver's side and the passenger side. I've waited so long to say that. Danny has waited so long to say that.
7 years.
7 years to get to this point. So we're really excited and looking forward to moving forward. So there we go. Have a good day.